The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Hello, I'm Tammy Patterson, a retired RCMP inspector. I hail from the Gaspé region of Quebec and joined the RCMP in 1992. My career spanned 30 years and all of my service was in the province of Saskatchewan. I fell in love with the people of Saskatchewan. In fact, I married one. My Saskatchewan service also included over 10 years at Depot Division, where I had the distinct honor and privilege to serve as the Sergeant Major. For more than 40 years, Access Communications has filmed many of our unique parades and ceremonies. Today's feature dates back 6 years, May 23, 2017, when I was aide-de-camp for Chief Justice Robert Richards of Saskatchewan, who was representing our Lieutenant Governor at Tattoo Royale in celebration of Canada's 150th anniversary. May 23rd is the founding date of the Northwest Mounted Police back in 1873. And May 23, 1906 is coincidentally the date Regina was officially decreed Saskatchewan's capital. Whilst this tattoo salutes Canada's 150th, it is also a celebration of the rich mosaic of Saskatchewan cultures coming together to showcase their music with some laid-back pomp and circumstance. Thank you for tuning in and do enjoy the memory. Maintiens le droit.
Please welcome Representative of the Lieutenant Governor, the Honourable Robert Richards, Chief Justice of Saskatchewan, the Commanding Officer of RCMP F Division, Assistant Commissioner Curtis Zablocki, and Regina Police Services Chief of Police, Evan Bray. Command of Pipe Major Ian McDonald of the City of Regina Pipe Band and led by Drum Majors Mike McKinley and Al Dillman of the Regina RCMP Pipes and Drums, we proudly present the pomp and ceremony of the Tattoo Pipes and Drums. The First Nations people of the plains lived in harmony with the land. They sought out the great bison herds. The vast plains was their home. And their fires became a place around which family and friends would gather for sustenance, for comfort, for work, for celebrations, for storytelling, a place where memories were made and stories retold around the home fire. And now, to tell the story of a home fire for many nations in his own unique style, accompanied by the Kawakatus Boys, please welcome world champion hoop dancer Terrence Littleton. The year is 1885, a year of resistance in the Northwest. The last spike has been driven in the CPR rail line, joining our nation from Atlantic to Pacific. And the Northwest Mounted Police have established their training depot in the Queen City. Events like these would have helped generate popular appeal for certain poems and songs to be shared around the home fires in years to come. Songs like Stout-Hearted Men and I've Been Working on the Railroad. Ladies and gentlemen, the Harmony to Go Chorus.
Give me some men who are stout-hearted men, who will fight for the right they adore. Start me with 10 who are stout-hearted men, and I'll soon give you 10,000 more. Oh, shoulder to shoulder and bolder, they grow as they go to the fore. Then there's nothing in the world can halt or mar a plan. When stout-hearted men can stick together, man to man. You who have dreams, if you act, they will come true. Would you turn your dreams to a fact? It's up to you. If you have the soul and the spirit, never fear it, you'll see it through. Hearts can inspire other hearts with their fire, for the strong obey when the strong man shows them the way. Bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum bum bum. Give me some men who are stout-hearted men, who will fight for the right they adore. Start me with 10 who are stout-hearted men, and I'll soon give you 10,000 more. Shoulder to shoulder and bolder, they grow as they go to the fore. Then there's nothing in the world can halt or mar a plan. When stout-hearted men can stick together, man to man, man to man, man to man, man to man. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
The year is 1887. The Rough Riders of the Northwest Mounted Police have a new indoor riding school at Depot Division. Let's go there now, where a few talented young horsemen of the Northwest Mounted Police who enjoy playing rugby want to become Rough Riders and wear the vaunted spur on their sleeve. They're anxiously preparing the riding school, and they're waiting. They are waiting for one of the feared and respected Rough Riders from the Mounted Police riding staff and wondering, who is this Rough Rider? Corporal Jack E. Johnson.
Troopers, line up, please. I'm Jackie Johnson, your instructor for the day. I've had a long, dusty ride. One moment, please, while I unsaddle my horse. I'll give you a moment to get familiar with your pedestals, which is part of today's requirement for the horse program here with the Northwest Mounted Police Rough Riders. Constable, if you would unsaddle my horse and bring him back for me, please. Thank you. So troopers, as part of your continuing practice and training with the Northwest Mounted Police Rough Riders, we are looking for your horses to be able to get onto these pedestals, among other things. I know you've had time to practice this skill. Our pedestals are looking a little staggered. How about we straighten up, find our form, together, chests out. Look sharp, boys. We have some new recruits coming in to review our progress, and perhaps we can get some of them into the horse program as well in our brand new arena. What's your name, trooper? Constable Dobson. Have you had time to practice with your pedestal? Reasonably so. Let's see your progress, Dobson. Dobson, this is not a dance, it's a pedestal. Go ahead, get in there. Well, Dobson, I noticed you were tossing that football around a little earlier. Perhaps a little less time on the football field, a little more time in the training arena, and you'll be able to get your horse on that pedestal soon enough. But don't give up. A good part of this is practice, and keep trying. What's your name, trooper? Constable Germain. Can you do a little better than Dobson, perhaps? Let's see. Don't be shy, Germain. Lead her forward. Don't whisper in her ear, that's not going to get you anywhere. I don't know. What do you think, recruits? Well, Dobson, it's a start. Again, a little less practice with the football, a little more practice with the horse. What's your name, trooper? Constable Semp, you have an interesting looking animal here before me. I won't judge this book by his cover. Let's see what you can do. Constable Zemp. Well, he doesn't fit in with the rest of the others, but he certainly has heart and he certainly has spirit, Zemp. I see promise with you in earning your Rough Rider patch, which is the coveted spur on your sleeve. Looks like you've worked with your animal, a little more than perhaps the football, shall we say? What else does he do, Zemp? Come into the center and let's see. Constable Zemp, I'm going to presume you're earning a little bit of canteen extra dollars as you're probably placing bets around the campfire at night on who can do the most ridiculous things with their horse. However, don't be fooled. These are all important skills and definitely a part of the horse program. As I'll show you on my trusty steed. Don't laugh now. This is serious stuff. When you're out there on the prairies, men, there's not a lot to hide behind. And it's important to get your profiles down low. Oh. Won't you roll? Get where you can get away from anybody who might be after you. Dodge those bullets. Sit. Sit. And also make some extra canteen dollars. Right, Zemph? If you would take this animal, please, Zemph, I'll show you how you can progress with your training. I notice when you get on your pedestal, well, you do so with a little bit of flair. Sit. Sit. You can combine those two, Zemph. And earn yourself even more canteen dollars. Zemph, pay attention, man. Did you see that? As I said, combine your tricks. Zemph, what are you looking for down there? Take your animal back. You're not taking this seriously. Something else you can do while you're up there? Climb aboard, please. One of you elders have a little more control than Constable Zemph here. Climb aboard your animal, Zemph. Quickly, look smart. We haven't got all day. One of the requirements of the horse program, men, is to be able to get onto your horse bareback without the assistance of your instructor. The other thing is to be able to ride your horse while it's rearing. Very good, Zemph. Ready? Up. Lovely. Don't fall off the back now. How's that for Constable Zemph? Does he have hope? Well, my two-star football player, Zemph, find your pedestal. Man, you're in the way. Pass your horse off, Dobson. Come forward. Although you're obviously a little behind in your training and what Zemph is, you are also required to mount up bareback, as well as utilize your animals to come behind and get out of harm's way. So Dobson, you're under attack, man. The only thing you have before you for any cover is your trusty horse. This is what it would look like. This is what it would feel like. Now get on this animal as he gets up. Quick, Ben. Oh. Grab some mane, Dobson. Up. Good man. Once more. Dig. Very good, Dobson. Watch your legs now as he comes down. Sometimes it's not pertinent to be able to get off of your before you ask them to lay down and get out of the way. Jermaine, don't be too proud of Dobson. You're next. Looks like your ride left without you, Jermaine. Once again, part of being in the horse program is the dedication that you need. Fall, Griffin. Fall. It's a lot of horse to get on the ground, Jermaine. You look like a lot of soldier, though, so it's a good fit. Like I said, you're behind your horse. That's all you have for cover out on the prairie. The relationship that you build with your horses here in the schooling arena is a relationship that could save your life out on the prairies as you're making your rounds, checking your posts. Very good. Very good, Jermaine. Let's bring him up. Up on now. Again, looking for your ability to ride your steed under any circumstances. One of those being a rear. Tiring him out there, Jermaine. Ready? Good man. You wield your hat like a proper rough rider, Jermaine. Your legs. And down he comes again. So, troopers, I know you're ready for your tent pegging right away, but I do want to give you a couple of takeaway messages before we reconvene tomorrow at 0800. When you're in the horse program, dedication is everything. Just because you don't necessarily fit in with your interesting mount there, Zemph, doesn't mean that you can't get the job done. It's all about try, gentlemen. Try even when adversity is against you. Try even when the pedestal is not something you can get on. It's about having heart. It's about having the spirit. It's about having the internal soul to be a rough rider in the Northwest Mounted Police. So, you are to reconvene to your tent pegging exercises. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, internationally acclaimed trick horse trainer, Regina's own Miss Jackie Johnson. The old Rough Riders of the Northwest Mounted Police are no longer with us, but their home fire continues to burn, and their legacy lives on through the internationally renowned musical ride of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and Canada's favorite team right here in Rough Rider country. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting honored veterans of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Green is the color, football is the game. We're all together, and winning is our aim. So cheer us on through the sun and rain.
And as I call out their names, guys, please raise your hand so we can identify with you. Paul Vida, where are you, Paul? Carmelo Carteri. One of the all-time greats, Chris Best. Ron Koboldick. Cleveland Van. Greg Feger. Mazaruki Steve Mazurik. The Splendid Splitter Dale West. John Walker. One of the all-time greats, Roger Alday. The Polecat, Bob Coley. And one of the best, Gene Makowski. And there you have it, fans, 12 Rider all-time greats. Thanks for being with us, guys. The year is 1900, and Sam Steele, the original Rough Rider with the Northwest Mounted Police, was asked to establish and take command of a new cavalry regiment destined for the war in South Africa. As the first commanding officer, Sam Steele also names his new regiment. In a fitting tribute to and celebration of a common heritage, members of that regiment join us tonight to compete in a mounted arms competition for the Sam Steele Memorial Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Steele Barracks at CFB Edmonton, Lord Strathcona's horse, Royal Canadians. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the play-by-play commentator from Lord Strathcona's horse, Corporal Seb Martel.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the arena now are the Steel Scouts Commemorative Troop, followed by the Lord Strathcona's horse, Royal Canadian Mounted Troop. The Steel Scouts were formed by Sam Steele during the Rebellion of 1885 and consisted of members of the Northwest Mounted Police, cowboys, prospectors, and ranchers. The Steel Scouts were used as the vanguard for the militia, and to that end they served with distinction throughout the campaign. The majority of the fighting happened in Saskatchewan. The Steel Scouts Commemorative Troop was formed in 1977 and currently comprised of volunteers that give their time to keep the history alive. This is their 40th anniversary. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take this time as the Strathcona Mounted Troop is getting ready for their run to make sure that you use your outside voices, cheer and scream as loud as you want and as loud as you can as they do these 10 pegging runs. Your first 10-pegging team is the Eastern Canadian team. In first place, we have Corporal Paquette, the Prince of Persia, followed by Corporal Madison, the Mattress. Oh, here comes the Prince of Persia, as well as Corporal Hopper, the Hammer. Here comes Big Daddy, as well as the Mattress coming down. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can't give these guys a little bit more encouragement. Prince of Persia comes down, and the Hammer manages to get another one. Here comes Big Daddy, gets one, and the Mattress nearly gets one there. Here comes the Prince of Persia, as well as the Hammer. The Prince of Persia gets a flinger, and the Hammer gets one. Now here comes the Mattress, and Big Daddy almost gets it there. The Hammer coming down, Prince of Persia coming down. Prince of Persia gets one, and the Hammer nearly picks one up. But here comes the Mattress as well as Big Daddy, and the Mattress manages to get another bag. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the pickup and the charge down the field. So what I want you to do is while they charge down the field, cheer and scream as loud as you can for their charge down to get another peg. The objective is for a rider using either a saber or a lance to charge down the arena and pick up one of the pegs you see before you now. Both sabers, followed by the lancers, will race down the arena doing their best to pick up the pegs. If they manage to get one, they must carry it past the quarter mark of the arena. In case of a flinger, the same rules apply. Your second team is the Western Canadian team. They are wearing the ceremonial dress. This uniform was adopted in the 1920s and has been used by the mounted troop ever since. All they're doing right now is switching riders with their horses, getting their lances and their sabers as they come down. Now this is for the Sam Steele medals that will be awarded after the 10-pegging competition. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the second team? The second team consists of Corporal Dobson, the Destroyer, Sergeant Krulak, the Crippler, Corporal Sem from Regina, Saskatchewan, the Rats, and Corporal German, the Gravedigger. Here comes the Destroyer as well as the Rat, and the Rat as well as the Destroyer pick one up. Here comes the Gravedigger and the Crippler, nearly getting it there. Here comes the Rat as well as the Destroyer. Rat's coming down, sees one he wants, and picks one up. Here comes the Gravedigger as well as the Crippler, each managing to pick up another peg. Here comes the Destroyer as well as the Rat coming down. Destroyer gets one, and so does the Rat. And here comes the Crippler as well as the Gravedigger, each getting another peg, and the Rat as well as the Destroyer comes down. The Rat picks up yet another peg, and so does the Destroyer. Now it's time for the Gravedigger, nearly gets it there, and the Crippler manages to pick up yet another peg. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, just like last time, it is time for the pickup and the charge down the field. So put your hands together, cheer and scream as loud as you can as they charge down the arena. The riders are the Strathcona Mounted Troop are competing for the famous Sam Steele medals. The awards are for best overall team as well as top individual. The Sam Steele medals will be awarded after the last 10 pegging runs today. All the riders you see here this evening are active serving members of your Canadian Armed Forces. Every member in the troop is an armored crewman based out of CFB Edmonton. They all volunteered to come down to the Strathcona Mounted Troop. Every member of the Strathcona Mounted Troop is a full-time rider, though they must all maintain their soldier skills. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this third team? The third team consists of Corporal Mandel the Maniac, followed by Corporal Aguila the Assassin. Next we have Corporal Fong the Bulletproof Monk and Corporal Prosser the Princess. Now here comes the Maniac as well as the Bulletproof Monk. Maniac manages to get one, almost Bulletproof Monk. Here comes the Assassin, almost gets it. Same with the Princess. Now it is time for the Bulletproof Monk as well as the Maniac coming down. Maniac sees one he wants, gets one, and so does the Bulletproof Monk. Here comes the Assassin as well as the Princess, and the Princess managed to get another one. Now here comes yet again the Maniac, manages to pick one up, and the Bulletproof Monk almost gets it. Here comes the Assassin as well as our little Princess. The Assassin gets one, and so does our Princess. Now it's time for the Bulletproof Monk as well as the Maniac. The Maniac picks one up and the Bulletproof Monk almost gets it. Now here comes our Princess as well as the Assassin, and the Assassin gets another one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the pickup and the charge down the field. So just like the other two times, what I want you to do is put your hands together, cheer and scream as loud as you can, and encourage these guys to get some more pegs.
Gentlemen, we are now going to present the Sam Steele medals to the winners of the Mounted Arms competition. The Lord Strathcona's Horse Royal Canadians were formed and first commanded by the same man who was the first Rough Rider of the Northwest Mounted Police, the legendary Sam Steele. Presenting the Sam Steele Memorial Medals for our Mounted Arms competition is the officer in charge of the RCMP musical ride, Branch Superintendent Mike Cote, accompanied by his senior NCO and Rough Rider, who hails from Brokenville, Saskatchewan, Sergeant Scott Williamson.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the Steel Scouts as well as the Strathcona Mounted Troop. In third place, we have the Eastern Canadian team. They are wearing the World War I uniforms. In second place, we have the mixed team. They are in Cat Pat. In first place, we have the Western Canadian team. This consists of Corporal Paquette, Corporal Madison, Corporal Hopper, and Corporal Ford. Could we please have the winning team to step forward? My mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Western team that won, but that consists of Corporal Dobson, Sergeant Krulak, Corporal Senf, and Corporal German. And for our top individual, we have Corporal Senf, which managed to get 9 out of 10 pegs. Corporal Senf, please give us a wave.
Congratulations to the winners. Let's hear it one more time for the Lord Strathcona Horse Royal Canadians. Presenting the awards once again, Officer in charge of the musical arrive, Branch Superintendent Mike Cote, accompanied by Senior NCO and Rough Rider who hails from Brokenville, Saskatchewan, Scott Williamson. Thank you so much. The year is 1917, and a few cowpokes are returning to the southwest Saskatchewan on horseback after visiting the capital city. World War I still rages. There's an obvious shortage of young men. Things are very tough. To make matters worse, major fires at the exhibition grounds destroyed the grandstand and the original exhibition stadium, home of the newly formed hockey team, the Regina Patricias. As they ride on, the old cowboy worries and wonders about the future, and his memory travels back to better times. As always, someone in the group asks the old cowboy to share a story or two, a little poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, Saskatchewan's cowboy poet, Ken Mitchell and friends.
I know when night is gone that a new
called On the Missouri Coteau. You people probably know where the Missouri Coteau is. It's about 30 miles south of Moose Jaw. Sure good to see old Hank again, riding with our crew along the trail on the big Coteau. Been years since he was through. He left here for the rodeo, then took up tending bar and living the life of a vagabond with a banjo and guitar. But there's heavy lines across his face, and his eyes seem kind of dull, as if them years he spent down south been etched inside his skull. Boy, says he, I'm tickled green to be sitting by your fire, because all the fancy bars I've seen can't set a tone no higher. Way out here in the high Coteau, your spirit gets a shake. It's like the smell of coffee on the boil, a thing you can't mistake. That grub we ate is what I craved each night in every town. Your venison and biscuit pie in taverns can't be found. I've tried your horses' duvers and the bistros of Orleans and all the bins on Broadway, but they can't match Donnie's beans. And smart talk, I heard lots in some courtrooms here and there, but I tell you, men, my learning began when I heard old Bill here swear. As for music, I took in a few big concerts in my days, but I still prefer the steady purr of a crackling pinewood blaze, or the plaintive howl of a coyote prowling through yon aspen woods. That's going to affect the hair in your neck like no soprano could. I've wandered the world, looked at great art, your Leonardos and Vince van Gogh. But if you want to study a masterpiece, you take a sunset on the Coteau. Look at it there, all purple and gold against the blue like a robin's egg. No painter I know can capture the flow of those shapes on heaven's lake. Now folks rave about the glory and the sights of ancient Rome. They line up by the millions to gawk at old St. Peter's Dome. But if you seek a vista that will calm your aching eyes, just come up here and stretch out in the land of living skies. And pour me out another cup of Rob's black as bullshit brew at the cafes I've been drinking later, thin as moose jaw stew. I'll just sit and reflect a bit on the loneliness of bars and the music of the big Coteau and the distances of stars.
I sure enjoy listening to your story.
Well, it's a Saskatchewan story, what can I say? I might have, yeah. Well, it's called 100 Years From Now, by a lady poet, a friend of mine in Alberta. 100 years from now, if the world's still in the game, may the earth recall our footprints. May the wind sing out our names. May someone turn a page and hearken back upon this time. May someone sing a cowboy song and someone spin a rhyme. History buffs will study us. Time will tell its tales. Our lives will be a brittle pile of cold and quaint details, a scrap of faded photographs, a news headline or two. The world was so much more, my friends, when the century was new. 100 years from now, don't look back and think me quaint. Don't judge and call me sinner. Don't judge and call me saint. We lived the skies with grit and grace. Just ordinary folk in an extraordinary place. So 100 years from now, hear our ancient voices call. Know the times were good, and the cowboys still rode tall. Wild flowers filled our valleys, and the coyotes were our choir. We knew wild places which had never seen a wire. We rode stout-hearted horses. We'd ride and let her rip, burned beneath the summer sun and railed in winter's grip. We took a little courage when the crocus bloomed each spring. made love beneath the stars, heard the crickets sing. We married and we buried, and we laughed and danced and cried, and sometimes there were failures, but at the record show we tried. Sure, I have made a few regrets, made more than one mistake. If I had to do it over, there are trails I wouldn't take. But the sun rose up each morning. We'd make it through another year. We'd watch the skies and count our calves and hoist a cup of cheer. We knew fire and drought, heartache. We knew fat and we knew bone. But we were silver lining people, and we never rode alone. So friends, if you were hearing this 100 years from now, understand that we were pilgrims. We just made it through somehow. We crossed the river home, and we have but one request. 100 years from now, look back kindly on the West. Just ordinary folk, no special fate, no special claim. But 100 years from now, may the wind sing out your names. Know the times were good, and we rode the best we know. We loved the West. We kept the faith 100 years ago. Thanks for coming out for this.
The year is 2017, and the Métis fiddle is still going strong around prairie home fires. Tonight, we present a young lady who teaches at the world-famous Fiddle Fest, hosted by the master of the Métis fiddle, Saskatchewan's own John Arcand. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to clap your hands, tap your toes to a medley of music from the Queen City's queen of the Métis fiddle, Tanis Cunningham. From the first peoples of the plains to our modern-day soldier, Canadians throughout our 150-year history have left their home fires behind to respond to the call of duty. Tonight, we salute all the men and women who have served our nation and returned home forever changed. And now, a very personal story about a World War II soldier, a husband, a father, returning home. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Marnie Duncan Carey.
Thank you. It's an honor to be part of this wonderful show this evening to celebrate Canada's 150th. And to be able to share some of my family history with World War II. My dad didn't get to meet his dad until he was 4 years old because my grandpa was serving for Canada over in Europe during World War II for 4 years. And I knew that my whole life growing up, but it never really resonated to me until I became a mom myself. And one day I was having a conversation with my dad about this, and I said, "Dad, I can't imagine what it would have been like for Grandma to be on her own for 4 years, raising 5 little boys and having her husband gone, serving in a war. And I can't imagine what it would have been like for you, not knowing your dad only through the odd picture or letter until you were 4. And my dad said, "You know, Marn, it was normal. Everybody, most of the dads were gone. We were lucky because our dad came home." And so this is my interpretation of what I think might have been going on in my dad's head the day that he finally gets to meet his dad. I was playing across the tracks with my friend Belle, catching frogs in the grass when I heard my brother yell, roaring down the dirt road like never before, screaming, "Dad's home, Dad's home, he's home from the war." Who's that man? Is he my dad? Does he look like me, and will he love me? Am I everything he hoped I'd be? Who's that man? Who's that man? I ran as fast as I could in my brown leather shoes. I'd been waiting my whole life to finally hear this news. Out of breath when I got to the back door, I crept in real slow. Excited and scared, I couldn't wait to know. Who's that man? Is he my dad? Oh, does he look like me, and will he love me? Am I everything he hoped I'd be? Who's that man? Who's that man? Leaning on the kitchen counter in his uniform, he'd been called to serve our country just before I was born. He was smiling at me, but I think I saw a tear. His voice was faint and broken, and I heard him say quite clear, "Who's Who's that boy? Is he my son? Does he look like me, and will he love me? Am I everything he hoped I'd be? Who's that boy? Who's that boy? Who's that man? Is he my dad? Oh, does he look like me, and will he love me? Am I everything he hoped I'd be? Who's that man? Who's that man? Who's that man? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now remember the fallen, those who made the ultimate sacrifice for comrades, country, and home. We have celebrated our 150th anniversary by looking back and remembering those who have brought us to this day. Now, we look to the future and are proud to have with us a troop of young men and women from Vancouver Island to Newfoundland who are working towards graduation day on July 17th this year as the newest members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. This troop will perform a display of RCMP dismounted cavalry rifle drill and march to a selection of songs by Canadian artists from sea to sea. Ladies and gentlemen, a caution, there will be blanks fired during this performance. Under the command of their drill instructor, Corporal Nathan Olson, the RCMP cadets of Troop 27.
They shot a movie once in my hometown. Everybody was in it from miles around. Out at the speedway, some kind of heavy thing. Well, I ain't no movie star, but I can get behind anything. Yeah, I can get behind anything. Get it out, get it all out. Yeah, stretch that thing. Make it light, make it light. Listen to the sound of that rain. When a taxi driver light to the rhythm, never light to stop. Throws the passion in, something just blew him off. Well, sometimes the faster it gets, the less you need to know. But you gotta remember, the smarter it gets, the further it's gonna go. When you blow it high, dog. When you blow it high, dog. Woo! Baby, I feel fine. I'm pretty sure it's genuine. It makes no sense, now it makes no sense, but take it free anytime. If a pizza usually gets up, it was the strangest thing. How'd you move so fast, into that wedding ring? Well, sometimes the faster it gets, the less you need to know. But you gotta remember, the smarter it gets, the further it's gonna go. When you blow it high down, when you blow it high down. Out at the speedway, saying this.
And I said, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. Janie sings of the corner, why keeps her from dying? Let them say what they want, she won't stop trying. Oh, you know, she might stumble if they push her around. She might fall, but she'll never lie down. It's not so bad. And I said, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. This
kiss of sorrow. And it's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. You know, it's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith that your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I say, well, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say, I say, well, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright.
We arrived in December and London was cold. We stayed in the bars along Charing Cross Road. We never saw nothing but brass stamps and no. Kept the shine on the bar with the sleeves of our coats. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not at my best. I've been gone for a week, I've been drunk since I left, and these so-called vacations will soon be my death. I'm so sick from the drink, I need home for a rest. Take me home. Houston Station, the train journeyed on. In the bumping car, we looked back and forth past old crooked dikes. Through Yorkshire's green fields, we were flying to death as the train jigged and reeled. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not at my best. I've been gone for a week, I've been drunk since I left, and these so-called vacations will soon be my death. I'm so sick from the drink, I need home for a rest. Take me home.
Celebrate Canada's 150th anniversary. The RCMP Musical Ride begins their 2017 national tour in Regina, home of the RCMP, where all members share a home fire. Through the kind permission of the Commissioner of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Bob Paulson, the RCMP Heritage Centre takes pleasure in presenting the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Musical Ride. Their 2017 tour includes stops in every Canadian province, the Yukon Territory, and Skagway, Alaska. The musical ride was trained by Sergeant Scott Williamson and is under the command of the officer in charge of the musical ride, Inspector Patrick Egan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the musical ride. of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The salute from Inspector Patrick Egan will be taken by the representative of our Lieutenant Governor, the Honorable Robert Richards, Chief Justice of Saskatchewan.
Sir, I request permission to commence the musical ride. The riders and horses performing today welcome you to the show. If you see anything you like, please feel free to applaud. The members and horses really appreciate it. The horses of the musical ride were bred and raised at the remount detachment of the RCMP in Pakenham, Ontario. Careful pairings of selected mares and stallions produces black horses suitable for musical ride purposes.
RCMP invite children under the age of 14 to name 6 of the foals born each year. To find out more about the RCMP Name the Foal contest, be sure to visit the RCMP website beginning each spring. One note of interest may be found in the maple leaf that can be seen on the rumps of the horses. This is achieved by the use of a stencil with a wet brush passed across the lie of the hair. In keeping with the music, let's watch as the musical ride performs the Bridal Arch. Watch closely as they now execute the very difficult revolving turnstiles. each end of the arena. The musical ride now forms the Swinging Gates. Wings of the gates now move to the center of the arena to form the star. Watching the center of the arena, we see the wagon wheel. Unlike the traffic snarl we often encounter at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoons, the riders and horses of the musical ride show how traffic should move with their version of the clover leaf. RCMP has been keeping communities safe since 1873. The members you see here today are all police officers with the RCMP. The RCMP is currently looking for new police officers who are ready to make a difference wherever they're posted. If you want a job that's more than a job, a uniform with your name on it is waiting for you. Visit rcmpcareers.ca to find out more. Members of the RCMP musical ride are carrying the 1868 pattern lance, which were standard issue to the force in early Canada. The lance drill demonstration you're about to observe also highlights the RCMP's historic cavalry roots. These exercises were taught so that members of the force could defend themselves in battle from all angles of attack. This is the lance drill. Each year, the RCMP musical ride helps those communities they visit to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for charities and nonprofit organizations. The musical ride would like to thank the volunteers and organizers for their support in bringing the ride to Regina. Ladies and gentlemen, the 4 carousels. horses behind one leading rider, the musical ride will describe a series of ever-diminishing circles, finally reversing in the center and then coming back between the incoming files. Ladies and gentlemen, the maze. On a historical note, this pattern was once depicted on the back of the Canadian $50 bill. It's referred to as the Dome. Making their way now from the four corners of the arena, the riders and horses will perform the half section Thread the Needle. And if that wasn't difficult enough, folks, threading the needle with 4 horses abreast. 2 waves of 16 horses passing through the center of the arena at the same time. Now, folks, get your cameras ready for one of the highlights of the musical ride. The Charge. Ladies and gentlemen, the musical ride of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast and crew of Tattoo Royale will now join the musical ride on parade as we present the tattoo finale under the command of Sergeant Major Ben Guibault. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast and crew of the Tattoo Royale, Majesty in motion. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now pay tribute to our nation as we celebrate Canada's 150th anniversary with a unique rendition of Leonard Cohen's world-famous song, Alleluia. Lyrics written by veteran RCMP member and choral director, Mr. Dave Pierce. Specifically for this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, the Harmony to Go Chorus.
I've seen this land from coast to coast, and it's a land I love the most. So nothing in the song should be new to ya, but to ya. It's all about the land we love, the mountains, lakes, and sky above. A people joined together, hallelujah. Hallelujah. such diversity, where people live in harmony. I'd like to tell a friendly story to ya. We wave our flag for all to see, and welcome you to come with me and share our celebration. Hallelujah. 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 We've much to share and much to give. It's just the way we choose to live. And we extend a hand of friendship to ya. So share our joy, we've not to hide. We love this land and it's our pride to tell you we're Canadian. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the RCMP Heritage Center, we thank you for attending Tattoo Royale, Majesty in Motion. We hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm Doug Alexander from Access Communications. Good night. Stay safe.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today.